could God be disabled? I just don't even. I mean, the guy that created everything is disabled. I mean, what are you talking about, bruh?
It makes no sense, but this is just like talking about how woke ideology has hijacked everything, and now it is just trying to take over Christianity as well. And I think this is why it's more important than ever for those who call themselves Christians like myself to truly, we have to define what it is to be a Christian again, because so many people are just wearing the label and saying anything goes. But to be a Christian, you gotta believe in the Bible, and it's right there. And to say these things, oh, God is this, God is that, that is against the Bible. It's heresy.
You know what I think it is, Melanie? It's what I do. It's called astroturfing, where I pretend to be like a crazy liberal leftist. And I think people are pretending to be fake Christians to make leftists look bad. They're pretending to be Christians. They hate Christians, but they're pretending to be one to make Christians look bad. And because the Christian faith is the most forgiving and the nicest faith, it's probably the biggest target for people like this. Because I don't see him doing this I don't see him at a mosque doing this. I've never seen that, but I always see it at churches quite a bit.
Exactly, yeah. They love to come after Christianity, and it's to the point now to where if we are speaking about just biblical principles, right? Okay, I believe in the Bible, then you get called an Easterphobe, or just like, how dare you say you're against this when you're a Christian and the Bible is against it? So it just makes no sense. They take scripture out of context, the whole, talking about judge lest not you be judged to a hypocritical standpoint, and they twist that to the point to where you're not ever allowed to call out sin, you're not ever allowed to call out things that you disagree with or anything like that. And it's just gotten insane.
No, it really has. And like even so much so, for me, I believe I'm not a homophobe, I'm not a transphobe, but this is the problem with me. The pride flag, which I think is necessary. I think it's good outside of a gay bar. But for me, when you put a pride flag in a classroom, the only difference between a gay man and a straight man is their sexual preference. So I don't know why in an elementary school are we even talking about people's sexual preference. I just don't understand. I'm not anti-gay. I really don't want to come across as that. But it's so weird how they've kind of just like polluted everything into this social justice narrative where it's like, if you don't have a trans flag, you're a bigot. If you don't have the flag, it's a Seinfeld episode where he won't wear the pin. It's this very weird groupthink, and it's attack, like what I think is the attack on children. And we have this next clip. If we can play this clip, this is a clip that I was shocked when we roll it. I believe it's a Netflix kids show, and it's basically about the glamorization of gay pride for little kids. So let's roll the clip.
So many levels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, those kids that are watching Blue's Clues and all of a sudden they're getting indoctrinated to go to a gay pride parade. And like I just said, I've been to every gay pride parade in the last 35 years of my life. I've been ever since a baby, and that's why I'm so messed up. So if you want to have a messed up kid, take your kid to every single pride event possible.
This is what happens.
This is what you want your kid to look like this. This is what happens. If you want a kid to look like this, then take him to a gay pride parade. No, but seriously, I just don't like the indoctrination of the young children because they're so impressionable. I have as many pride parades as you want, but to advertise it to little children, just for me, it's a little, it crosses the line personally.
And especially with transgender ideology where, I remember growing up being taught like, hey, you should love yourself how you are. And that was like of the utmost importance, was to try to like, build our confidence in ourselves and try to be a good person. And this whole narrative kind of grooming children and the whole idea of a kid being able to be trans, which to me I think is ridiculous. A kid can't understand something like that. It's very harmful and it's very dangerous when you're talking about people mutilating their bodies physically through surgery or even just through the hormones, even puberty blockers. Like, how can you think that it's okay to halt puberty and that it's going to be okay and that they can just go back to normal after that?
They think it's reversible. Like, that is the biggest lie, that you can just mess up this small window of maturation and somebody can just go back and all of a sudden, you know, have all their male or feminine hormones. No, when you take that, that causes permanent damage. And for me, what I really get frustrated is that it's obviously gender dysphoria. It's a clinical mental health diagnosis. And I don't think there's any mental health diagnoses that are being solved by cutting off your genitals or cutting off your breasts.
Right.
I would think that that would only cause more mental health issues, but I'm considered a transphobe or a bigot for that, and I'm not. So I've made that clear all episode. But we got to get to our next guest. We now welcome on a lawyer who's taken on some of the craziest cases of all time.